I'm pulling the awnings out this morning because they help keep the inside of the trailer a little bit cooler, but today I'm gonna show you the install of the Airkrafters Erpods, which are also helping the inside of the trailer stay cooler or feel cooler. So stay with us to watch that install. What we noticed early on, staying in the Airstream here in Central Florida, was that during the heat of the day, it was near impossible to cool off the Airstream. We could see the vents that we were using basically were just pushing air across the top, the ceiling skin. We had heard about the erPODs, I don't know, a month or two ago, and you can see as we install these, I even have the mic up against them at some point, the air flowing into the Airstream itself is so much better. I spoke with Justin at Airkrafters, I believe his name was Justin, and I was really calling him just to make sure we could get these things delivered before we left this campground, but he was willing to have a conversation with me about why this works. The vents that Airstream installs have a 15-degree angle to them, and the goal, I'm sure, is to allow that cold air to run the ceiling, and then because hot air rises, basically the cold air falls and is replaced by the warm air up top, which is then cooled and drops and cools and drops. So what this does is it blows air down into the main cabin, the main living area, and helps to keep everything inside the trailer cool. We're gonna start with the vents in the galley. So first thing we're gonna do is drill out 2 rivets in our forward galley vent. The first thing that I did when we ordered these is kind of look at it, because everyone was saying like, oh, just pull this back and you can drill the rivet out. What I noticed when I was kind of looking around this was if you actually just position the vent in such a way, oops, right there. If you position the vent right, the rivet is actually visible through the vent. And so we're gonna use that method of kind of drilling up this way to drill the rivet out. This is an 1/8" bit, and that's what I saw recommended as the right bit to drill this out. And either that was the easiest thing in history. No. Well, it's out. All right, so rivet number 1 is out. And so we're just gonna slide this all the way around. So mine is only held in place by 2 rivets. So we've spun it around now, and I'm gonna get this second rivet here. All right, theoretically, I've got both of those rivets out now. And there it is. So this is open. So this is what the back of the vent looks like, and clearly they have to rivet it in so that it doesn't fall ever. So these are just like kind of press fittings to go up here. The way Justin described it is, it's essentially laminar flow. The air wants to sit at the top and doesn't want to fall because there is so much heat. The install on the first one took us probably about a half an hour, but that was figuring out how to get them installed. The videos that exist are good and they talk about how to install it, but they don't really show the install, and that makes it a challenge to understand exactly what to do. It took the brilliance of Emily to put in, what do you think?
Well, so I think I need to cinch those other 2 screws down first.
Okay. So Emily put in the first 2 bolts, and now she's gonna kind of cinch up the 2 that are up there so that it's easier to align the second 2. Is it not hitting? Oh.
Well, my legs feel way cooler than they have. It's going straight down
Oh.
my legs.
I don't know what the improvement will actually look like. I actually have a little bit of video from prior of a little thermostat that we have, or thermometer that we have, that we kind of place around the different areas of the trailer. But we're going to install 2 of these, like I said, in the galley and 2 in the bedroom. If all goes well, it's a very high likelihood we may just put these in the rest of the main living area, just for like an aesthetic. But that's number 1. Emily did it.
So it turns completely. Like it turns all of it.
Yep.
All everywhere. Okay. Yeah. You can feel it way down here. Well, here, so on this one.
Yeah, I've talked about it a couple of times.
You kind of stop feeling the airflow about right here. So,
yep.
I don't know, 8 inches, but here it's like, I mean, all the way to about your waist.
Yeah.
So.
Well, let's do a second one.
Let's.
So I'm gonna do the same thing on this one with my pocket knife. I'm actually, now that I see how everything works, I'm actually gonna be a little kind of less cautious with how much. And just kind of make sure that I have lots of space. So that's done. We're gonna use Emily's methodology. So I am still gonna do this where I'm pre-pushing these through, but mostly just to clear the gasket behind it. So you can see that gasket. I just want to clear that gasket ahead of time. And that way, when we do get these up there, we don't have to fight that. I only need 2 of these in here, and I need them to be next to each other. And I need the tool that Emily's holding in her hand. Okay. So those first 2 are threaded on. And did you start on this, on the screw side, or on the nut bolt side, or on the not bolt side?
The not bolt, because you've got more play here.
Okay.
And then I just went clockwise.
Well, it's not. There we go. Didn't quite cover that rivet on the back. There's a ton of air blowing out of that.
I know, we should probably turn the AC off. The problem is it's so hot. You don't want to.
So, I'm just wearing a mic here, but I don't even know if that's gonna pick up how much that's blowing. And you said you kind of cinched these first two up a little bit,
A
huh?
little bit, yeah.
So that's two. And like that's just pushing so much more air into the room. All right. Like you can feel these down into the room quite significantly where it's actually getting air into the room. We're gonna do two more in the bedroom, which I don't know that we need to record, but we're gonna do those two and then we'll kind of finish up final thoughts on the install. Cool. I think the way we figured out how to do it was by watching Ronnie from Airstream Nuts and Bolts install it on an Airstream and seeing that he was installing 2 bolts first, not all 4, but 2 first, and then kind of threading it in, the horseshoe in. So that's how we ended up figuring this out. Once you got the first one done, the remainder of them really just took a matter of 2 or 3 minutes to do post drilling out the rivets. We made the decision to install 4 of these, so 2 in the bedroom and 2 in the main cabin area. So we put them in the galley across from each other. Justin actually told me while I was talking to him that we only really needed to do 1 in each area to see improvement, but then also told me people often buy 1 or 2 per zone and then end up doing all of them for an aesthetic. I'm going to end up doing all of them because I think there is such benefit to pushing air down that we're going to do all 8 of the main cabin area, and we're going to leave the bathroom alone because that room is always cold anyway. I would also say that there is a different version available on Amazon. It is slightly smaller. And the reason we did not do that is A, it doesn't come with the horseshoe, which is what helps to seal that vent into the ducting. So that's number 1. Number 2, it left exposed cuts from the interior skin available or viewable, and we didn't want that. I'd say overall, Airkrafters had great customer service. They were willing to have a conversation with me about why this works or why they put this out in the market. With Amazon, that just never would have happened. It would have been, you bought it, deal with it, figure it out. So anyway, we're going through this install. You've probably seen some of it while I've been talking, and I hope that this helps for people that are either thinking about installing them, wanting to install them, looking for a way to keep their Airstream cool. I also hope as you get to the end and I show those failures, those help you as well to understand that when we do a lot of these projects, we're probably showing you the final result or things like that. We're not showing you the 3, 4, 5 failed attempts and the time that it took us to get those done. Well, but I should be able to see all 4 holes. But I'll tell you right now, I can get 3 pretty easy. All right, so I think what I'm gonna have to do is maybe trim this back just a little bit. I'm just gonna test fit this up here really quick. Yeah. So that actually fits pretty nicely here. It's just gonna be little challenging. Yeah. So I think that'll give me a little bit of space. I can see 3 now. Go there. So now I can catch all 4. All right. So now that I've caught all 4, just pre-threading or kind of getting these into the vent itself, because that foam is kind of in the way and I don't want to deal with that while it's above my head. What I want to do is blindly try to get this up. Roughly aligned. I'm just wondering if I can pre-thread nope, can't do that. It was worth a shot. I hope this helps, and I appreciate you watching these product reviews or product install videos.